Hello fellow Hunters of the Blue, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to TMM, a series of videos to showcase the absolutely amazing true metallic metal paints from WAAAGH. In this video I will show you how to paint the metallic details for your orc armies in a simple and quick way that also gives great results. And on top of that I will show you how to take them to the next level with different weathering effects like rust, corrosion and blood. But first, go and check WAAAGH's website in the description to see their amazing range of paints and tools like true metallic metal, the focus of today's video. And now, let's get cracking! Well, here we have the orc. All of the express layers are done and now it's time to paint the metallics. And I want to show you how you can do a really easy and quick way of painting metallics for an army level project. And I'm going to start with my favorite mix of true metallic paints for the steel, and that is obsidian black base and game color silver. If you don't have game color silver and you have a sterling silver base, use that, it's going to work just as fine. I'm going to use this mix for all of the steel details. I find this mix to be the perfect starting point for steel. For the brass/gold details, I'm going to use a mix of 2 part arcane gold base and 1 part game color silver or sterling silver base, which one of those two you have. And one thing I recommend you doing is adding some brass details to your weapons in random panels. Oh my god, this color covers so well. I'm also going to paint the casing on the bullets with this. And I want to add some coppery details, and for this I'm going to use a mix of 2 parts ancient copper base and 1 part game color silver or sterling silver base, whatever you want to do, for the coppery details. With all of those metallic layers now applied, it's time to shade them all together. And this is where the army painter part is really important. When you paint an army, you don't want to be shading each metallic detail with a different color. That is just a waste of time. So I'm going to go for rusty metal shade, which for me is just the perfect color for any metallic detail that you want to paint. It has a slightly brown hue that works really well with all of the colors that we have here. It will go great over the brass, great over the copper, and amazing over the steel. You just have to be very careful not to pick out any of the non-metallic details. Because we mixed all of our paints with some silver, by applying this, we are going to make it just dark enough that we probably don't need any highlights whatsoever, but I'm going to show you how to apply highlights anyway. This is rusty metal shade mixed with express medium, in a ratio of 1 part rusty metal shade to 2 parts express medium. You can see how good that looks on the chopper, and with the wash totally dry, if you just want to paint an army quickly, that would be it. I would definitely stop here. Looks more than good enough for an army, especially an army like orcs, where they are 1,000 miniatures to paint. This is a really good looking boy, and I would be more than happy and proud to feature this on an army. But let's say that you want to give this a little bit more, something extra. So what I would do is just highlight all of the metallic details, and I will show you how to do rust and blood stains on the chopper. For the highlights on the metallic details, if you have a large area, you can do a dry brush. Just taking game color silver or sterling silver base, and we can do a subtle dry brush on the metallic details. It needs to be really soft, so we don't take away all of that lovely shading that we have. And we can place this over all of the metallic details of any color. Of course, in places like the gun, it's really tricky to do this without ruining all of the other details, so for the most part, and for small miniatures, you can just do a simple edge highlight using the same color. And this allows us to, have a little bit more control and do some extra details. I think the key when painting armies is limiting the amount of highlighting we do. But of course, that is my personal opinion, and you can have a different one. So I will go with my silver, doing a simple edge highlight on the main metallic details. I think especially for metallics, it's really worth the time invested. It really makes everything pop. One of the best things about painting orcs is that you can have a lot of fun with the metallics, and I'm going to start with some rust. For this I'm going to use copper brown express paint, which I'm going to thin down with water into a sort of a glaze slash wash. The idea is to have the brush quite loaded and apply this onto recesses and stuff like that. This is not going to show a ton, but it's going to create a lovely tarnished dirty effect, which I think looks fantastic like that. This is going to be our start of a rust effect. Let's showcase this here on the chopper. You can see that I can apply this sort of in a stippling way, and then I can smooth it out and spread it around, and I can be more aggressive if I want to here on the large areas. If you want to do even more rust effects, or like take the rust to the next level, I highly recommend using a paint something like Parasite Brown from Game Color, which we can thin down into a wash, again just using water. We want a really thin paint, but we need a regular acrylic to do this effect because we need opacity. And we can apply this in the spots we want the rust to be more pronounced. With this effect, less is most definitely more, so don't overdo it, otherwise it's going to look too much. A little bit of rust is okay, but too much rust can be overpowering. If we want to add some corrosion to the brass details, we can just use WAAAGH Special Effects Green Rust. I'm going to thin this down a little bit with some water, but not too much. And I can add this into some of the brass, like there, just in the recesses. We don't want too much of this. Again, less is most definitely more with this. Finally, we can think of doing some blood stains, especially on the choppers. Again, I don't recommend you do this in every single model, but it could be cool for like a hero or something like that. The way I like to do blood effects is in a layered process. And what I mean by that is that I like to tell a story with it. I like to have a little bit of dried blood and then some fresh blood. For the dried blood, I'm going to use a mix of 1 part Velvet Red Express and 1 part Willow Bark. What I will do is apply this where I want my blood to be. This will dry really matte, which is what we want. I suggest you be as random as possible with this stage. You see that I am doing this kind of stippling motion, this kind of very random effect. This is what you want because blood splatters are not something that should be consistent. This effect should take more space than the actual fresh blood. This should be a larger area. This is a technique that I've been using since I saw something very similar in a very old White Dwarf. I've lost that White Dwarf since then, but they did something very similar using inks. There was the time where Citadel were making inks, that's how old I am. For the next stage, I'm going to mix that same mix of express colors with the same amount of Game Color Scarlet Blood. So this would be, if you want to mix it on its own, it would be 1 part Velvet Red, 1 part Willow Bark and 2 parts Scarlet Blood. And I'm going to keep on building this up. I'm going to be adding a little bit more of the Scarlet Blood with each pass I do. And I usually don't even wait for the previous mix to dry, I just apply it fresh really. Scarlet Blood is too intense to be a realistic blood color, but we're going to tone it down later, so it doesn't really matter. See that I am building more and more of the Scarlet Blood, and just doing this stippling over the fresh paint is all wet and wet. That helps with getting it all mixed properly. Now that we have our red, you see that it's very matte. We need to make all of the bright red look like fresh blood. And for this, I'm going to use WAAAGH Special Effects fresh blood. We don't want to use a lot of this. It's just like an outer layer, sort of like a varnish. And I'm going to stipple it for even more gruesomeness and realism. And you can see that will stay glossy. You can see how we have a layered effect. We have some dried blood and some fresh blood, which to me just looks the best. And again, with the fresh blood, less is more. You want actually very little of the fresh stuff and a lot of the dried stuff. And now, finally, I'm going to show you how you can do some burn marks on the copper shielding on this weapon. I'm going to take some Express Twilight Rose, and I'm going to apply it on the end of the muzzle. Copper, when it burns, it gets this like purplish color, so I'm going to do just that, and I'm going to feather it out. And this again will probably take a couple passes to look as good as I wanted, but you can see how cool that effect looks on the end of the muzzle. Again, really subtle effect, but it's one of those things that really adds that extra touch to your models. Just so you don't forget, all of the skin, leather, cloth, all that was painted in my Zero Scale Bad Moons video, so if you want to see how I did that, go and check it out, and you will also be able to see how I actually finished this model to make him look incredible with some extra highlights. But for now, all of the metallics effects are done, and he looks amazing. I would be more than proud to feature this in any of my armies, and I think anyone would be. This is a level for an army that it's way beyond tabletop, but it took us almost no time to do. If you want to support me, you can check my Patreon, where I offer in-depth uncut tutorials and private classes. Help me enjoy the list of the coolest people in the world that you can see on the screen right now. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye!